Give me a book that's got murder and cozy vibes and I am there. Hello my loves and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and today we are doing some murder mystery recommendations. Cozy murder mystery to be precise. Now I have done one of these videos before, I will have that linked below for you. In that video we focused a lot more on young adult mysteries with a couple of classics, namely Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes and obviously Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, which is just a staple of cozy murder mystery at this point. But this video is going to be focusing a lot more on some adult cozy murder mysteries that I have been reading and loving, and a variety of different things. So let's just get straight into it. Last time I did this video I did talk about Agatha Christie being the queen of the cozy mystery genre, but I hadn't read any Agatha Christie at this point. I have now read 4 novels and 2 short story collections by Agatha Christie, and I can confirm that she is indeed the queen of cozy murder mystery. I love Agatha Christie books. I'm holding up the Tuesday Club Murders, also known as Miss Marple's 13 Problems. So all of the short stories Agatha Christie did about Miss Marple are in this bind up, and I love Miss Marple. Obviously you have Hercule Poirot, and I have read one book where he is the main star, but honestly I prefer Miss Marple. I think it has more of that cozy vibe that I really like, whereas Hercule Poirot is a lot more like, aha, I found this, and does long speeches into, but it could be this, but it's not, but it could be this, but it's not. And it's a lot of fun, but I think Miss Marple is one where I can just cozy up with a blanket and a hot cup of tea and just be like, yeah, perfect. But I am enjoying my Agatha Christie journey. It has been so much fun and honestly a classic for a reason. Now I wanted to talk about the book that supposedly inspired Agatha Christie, and that is The Mystery of the Yellow Room by Gaston Leroux. This is a cozy locked room mystery. It was really good, and actually if you've read this you can definitely see clearly in a couple of Agatha Christie's books the inspiration from the murder mystery, and I loved this one. I thought it was really good. It was really entertaining. You have the classic detective and assistant trying to work out what's going on. I had so much fun with this mystery and I really liked reading something that inspired Agatha Christie. Like, I'm really big on that. I love reading the material that they got inspired by, and this was really good. I mean, I like Gaston Leroux as an author anyway. They've got a really nice writing style to them, but this was fantastic. This is one that my mum got for me and it is a really good mystery. Like, if you do like Agatha Christie, I would really recommend this one to see the inspiration, and I think you could make a lot of connections. It was a good fun time. As I say, locked room mystery, which is so good. Like, I love trying to figure them out and see how it all happened, and yeah, this was very good. I really enjoyed that. Honestly, I read a book by Agatha Christie and I was just like, oh, it reminds me so much of this, and I kept writing that in the margins, and it was good. It was a really good time. But if you want something that's a little bit more modern, Richard Osman's The Thursday Murder Club was actually inspired quite a lot by Agatha Christie in my opinion, from the title. As you can see, the Tuesday Club Murders, the Thursday Murder Club, you know, the inspirations are there. 2, also the characters. The characters really reminded me of Miss Marple, and especially in this collection when they're all sitting around telling each other these different mystery stories, this really reminded me of that. Now I did already talk about this in the last cozy murder mystery video I did. I mean, I love Richard Osman. I love the Thursday Murder Club. So this one is set in an elderly retirement home. We have our 4 main characters that get together every Thursday to solve cold cases until one day there is an actual murder at their retirement home and they decide to get involved. I really love it. 4 books out, and we're taking a break now. He's going to move on to something else and then we're going to come back to these characters, and I think where we left it was really good because not only are we solving the mystery, there's also some really hard-hitting topics that are dealt with really well in these series, I think. So yeah, I loved this. But the reason why I mention it is because if you also love Richard Osman, I have a few recommendations. So I recently read The Marlow Murder Club by Robert Thorogood, and oh, this book was so good. I absolutely loved it. So this really gave me the vibes of Richard Osman's book, and I mentioned this when I was reading it in the weekly reading vlog, and I thought it was brilliant. So in this one we've got our main character Judith. She is 77 years old and she lives on her own, and she's very happy with that, thank you very much. She doesn't have kids, she doesn't have a husband, and that's the way she likes it. She also loves spending her evenings going swimming in the Thames nude. And on one of these particular evenings, she hears her neighbour shout out and a gunshot. She reports it, but the police don't really do much, so she decides that she is going to have to investigate this case for herself, and I loved it. We end up with a couple of other characters that get pulled along Judith's train. Like, she is a formidable person and she will not take no for an answer. I love seeing them come together. Like, honestly, in a cozy murder mystery, I think found family is quite a common theme in these books and it seems to really work, and this one was good. It was really nice to see them come together, see them grow as characters, see them overcome different things. But the reason why I say it reminds me of Richard Osman is the interaction they have with the police, because in Richard Osman's books, the police kind of get exasperated and they're like, look, you can't keep getting involved, and the main characters in that one go, I think you'll find we're old and we can do what we want. And that's kind of Judith's perspective on things, and it is so much fun. Honestly, this book had me cackling and laughing out loud. Like, it was so good, really funny, really entertaining. Highly recommend. I mean, I'm going to say this a lot because I love cozy murder mysteries. Like, give me a book that's got murder and cozy vibes and I am there. And this was no exception. Like, I absolutely loved this one. The minute I started reading it, like from the first paragraph, I was like, yep, you're a good one. I can't wait to carry on with this series. I really want to own a physical copy because I got it on Kindle at first, just give it a try, and so good. It was so good. That being said, another recent murder mystery that I read, which I really enjoyed, was Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, and this one was another one. It doesn't give me quite the Thursday Murder Club vibes or the Marlow Murder Club. Instead, this is one slightly different. It's kind of an ode to golden age mysteries, which Agatha Christie was a part of, and you can really see that. So again, if you like Agatha Christie, you're probably going to really like this book. One that took me a little bit to get into. Like, I was enjoying it because it's a cozy murder mystery, but I wasn't thinking, oh, this is a new favourite, I want to continue on yet. I was thinking, I might pick this one up at this author's work if something else comes out, but not overly invested just yet. And then things happened and I loved it. So the setting for this one is we're following a main character, Ernest, shortened to Ernie, and he is meeting up with his family. He really doesn't want to, doesn't really get on with them, but there's this big family gathering that he has to go to. It's set in Australia, the mountains, there's loads of snow and stuff, and they end up sort of getting snowed in. I say sort of because there is an opportunity for them to leave, but they choose not to take it. But it gives you that remote setting, locked room feeling to it because of it. And when they get there, a murder has happened. In between all of this, Ernest, who is telling us the story, who's narrating it, goes back through his different family members and explains how each one of his family members has killed someone. Really good. I really like the way it does that. It's also very interactive. Whether you're listening to an audiobook or reading it as a Kindle or physical book, there are certain things that get changed depending on what one you're reading from that interacts with you as the reader, which I really like. There's also like half chapters where it goes, okay, here's a quick recap of everything we've learned and you should pay attention to these things. And yet somehow I still got misled, and it was brilliant. Like, I loved the way it did this. I loved the way it went back into the past but also connected it to the current mystery. By the end of it, the twists, turns, the reveals, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. They were so well done. I was so engrossed and I would really recommend this one. I can't wait to read the second book. That's already out. I don't think I can get the first book in hardback, and I like collecting books in the same, whether it's paperback or hardback and stuff, so I might collect that one at a bit of a later date, but really, really good. Would highly recommend, especially if you want something that's really engaging as you as the reader and it really pulls you in, because this one does that really well while also giving you those Agatha Christie vibes because it is an ode to the golden age mysteries. Like, it even has a mystery checklist of what should be in the mystery at the start, which was done by an actual murder mystery author back in the day, although Benjamin did change a couple of clearly outdated things about it, which was good. Like, it was good that he did that. But yeah, this was really good, very entertaining, and it kind of took me by surprise at how engrossed I came, because it wasn't like the Marlow Murder Club where I was engrossed from the first paragraph. This one took a bit of time, but by the end of it I was like, holy cows, this was fantastic. I need the next book. Keeping on that Agatha Christie train though, another murder mystery author that I think is really good for if you like Agatha Christie is Benedict Brown, and the book that I've read by them was the Christmas one, which is Mistletoe Hall. Now, Mistletoe Hall can be read out of order. It can be read as a standalone, which is what I did it for as part of my murder mystery Christmas lead up books. a lot of fun. Definitely going to do that in future. Seasonal murder mysteries, beautiful. But this one was really good, and again it gave me those Agatha Christie vibes. We have another locked room mystery, or like secluded, because it's within this house, again snowed in, but it's Christmas time, so that makes sense. So we're following this uncle and nephew duo. The uncle was this really well-renowned police investigator, would solve lots of different mysteries, and he's been taking his nephew along with him for different murder mysteries. And you get references to other books, but nothing that's like spoilers or anything, in my opinion. I mean, I haven't read them, so it could have been, but as far as I know, Benedict Brown wanted to keep this very much as something you could read as a standalone without spoiling the other works, just to give you a test on how you want to feel. I really want to read more of these books, honestly. They're good fun, and they're available on Kindle Unlimited. But yeah, in this particular one, they get told, oh, we're gonna go to our grandpa. Is it his grandpa? Or is it uncle? It might be his grandpa, actually. Yes, getting things confused. But yeah, his grandpa gets invited over to his old friend's house for Christmas. So they all go along, but when he gets there, his old friend has died. And so now they've got to work out what's going on. There's lots of murders going on. There's a little bit of a rhyme to it. It was very good. As I say, I do plan on reading more of Benedict Brown, and I just think they're going to be a really nice, cozy author. Like, don't get me wrong, it's probably not like the most, oh my god, entertaining, like some of these are laugh out loud books for me. This was just fun and cozy, and so for me it gives me those Agatha Christie vibes. Okay, so then we're going to move on to another fun cozy murder mystery that made me cackle, laugh, and it was hilarious. It was great. Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Sultano. I loved this book. This was brilliant. I had so much fun with this. So we are following Vera Wong, who runs a tea shop. The tea shop's not doing that well, but you know, that's not going to stop her from running her tea shop. She keeps herself busy. She has a strict schedule that she keeps to. And then one day she comes downstairs and finds a dead body in the middle of her tea shop, and she's like, oh, what now? But she does not think the police is going to do a good job. So she starts investigating the crime, which exasperates the police a lot, and then lots of people kind of get entangled with Vera. It kind of reminds me a bit like Judith in that way, where it's this formidable older person that's just like, right, come along, we're going to do this and we're doing it my way. And Vera Wong is very much like that, but she is a meddling person. She likes to get involved in your love life. She thinks that everyone's the murderer, and she's given them advice, and it's so much fun. I absolutely loved this book. It was really, really good, really funny. I mean, what else can I say about it? It was a good, fun time, and I loved it. I really liked Vera Wong as a character. I'd really like to see them solve another mystery, and I also liked the way it was like kind of found family thing. So again, if you like the Marlow Murder Club, maybe give this one a try, or if you liked Vera Wong's, maybe give the Marlow Murder Club a try, because it's got those same sort of formidable elderly character that is just bringing everyone along for the ride and forcing these people together, and it just seems to work. A lot of fun. I do want to read more by Jessie Sultano. I know that they've written other books. Dial A for Aunties. They've also done a couple of young adult books, which I've not heard of. But yeah, I mean, this was great. I absolutely loved this. I picked this one up because it was doing the rounds last year. Lots of people were really enjoying this one, and I thought, okay, I'll pick it up. Took me ages to actually get to it, but when I did, it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted in that moment. It really ticks all the boxes I have for cozy murder mystery, which is a good murder mystery that leaves you guessing. Like, I don't mind you can solve a murder mystery, like that doesn't bother me, but I want enough there that there's questionable doubt, which I like. I like it when we have characters that get thrown together that end up finding this camaraderie within them. Like, it's really nice. So I guess like that found family trope, and also just fun characters that you can really get on with. Like, I love that, and this had all of that, so it worked really well. I'm very pleased with this. Then we have a cozy murder mystery. Well, that's exactly what it, like, if you say cozy murder mystery, most people are going to say this book, which is Shady Hollow by Janu Black, and this really was so cozy and cute. Think like Wind in the Willows, where you've got a cast of animal characters that are living together in this town, and Vera Vixen is a reporter. She is now investigating Shady Hollow's first murder. It was really good and really, really fun. It was just so easy to read. Like, I honestly think this is peak cozy murder mystery. Like, it just worked really well. I liked the mystery. Again, it gave me kind of links back to other murder mystery books that I've read, but it also had a really fun character. I mean, yes, you have to suspend disbelief because this is happening with animals, and there are certain things that animals can't do that they're doing in this book. It really worked. Like, if you have a rainy, blustery day and you want to spend it inside with a hot beverage and a good book, this is the one for that. Really want to continue on with this series. I mean, I've been recommended this one so many times, and I finally got around to reading it, and you know, is this going to be my favourite cozy murder mystery? I don't know, because it's really good. And it's really good for that niche of, I want something I can just relax to. And, you know, the mystery elements of this wasn't particularly confusing. It wasn't particularly elaborate, but it really worked for what I wanted. So, for coziness, for cozy vibes, this is the book. It worked really well for that. Then we have a short little one. This is independently published. This is The Pig in the Derby Hat by M.A. Knights. These are all available on Kindle Unlimited. They are tiny little books. So if you've just got a spare hour, you want to sit down with a cup of tea and a little pastry to read this book, this is the one for it. This was really fun. So we are following Clementine. This is more of a supernatural paranormal mystery. She one day finds out that her gran falls really ill, and there is this pig with a derby hat that gets caught up in it all. It is one of those ones where it kind of reminded me of Legends and Latte, but make it a cozy murder mystery in a small little village. That's what this reminded me of. It was really fun and cute. I found this when I was on TikTok, and the author does lots of little videos and stuff, and I thought, you know what, sure, I'm gonna read your book. It's on Kindle Unlimited, and I end up having such a good time with it. There's more available. I definitely need to catch up with the series because it does work for just that little thing, and these are books that I would reread, so why I got a copy, because I was like, it works. It was a really fun time, but it gave me those cozy vibes, especially like you've got a bakery that's involved. I would say give it a try. It was a lot of fun. I really liked it, and it gave me that kind of peak coziness that you get with Shady Hollow, but just with more paranormal elements in this one. Okay, speaking of paranormal, we do have The Stranger Times by C.K. McDonald, and I know I've spoken about this one a lot lately, but this is a paranormal murder mystery series. Each one has a different mystery, but also an overarching storyline to it, which I really like. My camera battery is flashing at me. 2 seconds, and we are back. This is why we always have one battery that's on charge. Anyway, as I was saying, paranormal mystery. So we follow quite a few different characters in this one, but the first character that we meet is Hannah. Hannah is, you know, she's not doing so well. She's kind of fed up in life. She's going through a divorce. It's not going great. She ends up working for The Stranger Times. The Stranger Times is a newspaper company that works in Manchester that reports on everything unusual and paranormal, and maybe, just maybe, some of it is actually real, and you have different murder mysteries in them. It is a lot of fun. There is more to it. There's like world building that goes on, like, so this is definitely more of like, if you like primarily fantasy book and you're trying to out mystery, I would give this one a try, or vice versa. You read a lot of mystery and you want to try some fantasy, this is a good one for it. It's more paranormal, so it's about like vampires and shifters and things like that, but it works really well. This is really funny, really entertaining. It's got a really like dry wit, sarcasm to it that I really, really like, and I do enjoy the mystery elements of this. I mean, some people would argue that this isn't necessarily cozy. For me, it still is, because I generally find like fantasy books cozy anyway, because I'm a massive fantasy reader, and this one just combines different things that I like. It combines fantasy elements with the mystery elements, with a mystery that's self-contained but also an overarching plot line. Like, it really, really works. So I really like it. I like our cast of characters. Again, it kind of has that found family trope going on with it. It is a lot of fun. I would recommend. I'm not going to go on too much more about this book because I've spoken about it a lot in like my underrated video and a few other videos that I've spoken about this book. Okay, so then the other murder mystery that I adore is Veronica Speedwell series by Dana Rayborn. I love this series. I've read the first 2 books in this series. It is a 9-book long series. I think there's going to be more. So good. So this one actually reminds me of a couple that I mentioned during my previous cozy murder mystery series, such as Stalking Jack the Ripper series, things like that. We have kind of a Victorian London setting, I should say, and we're following Veronica. Now, Veronica has been brought up by her aunts, but in the first book, both her aunts have just died, or well, one died further recently, now the second aunt has just passed away. And she goes home after the funeral to find somebody breaking into her house. And then she gets approached by this stranger that goes, hey, your life is in danger. And she's like, calm down. It was just a breaking and entering. Like, I'm fine. Clearly, I'm fine. And he's like, no, you don't understand. Your life is in danger. So she decides to humour him because she was on her way down to London anyway. And he's like, come on, you've got to come with me. Come to London. And she's like, well, you're going to save me travel, so sure, I'll do this. So she gets in and she starts learning things that he knows more about her parents, people that she's never met, that she doesn't know anything about them. And she's like, well, tell me more. And he's like, I can't yet. I'm going to leave you with my friend Stoker. He is going to look after you and I will come back. I need to sort a few things out first. So she's like, alright, cool, I'm along for the ride, whatever. Veronica is a really forward-thinking person. Like, she's got very modern views on things like what women are able to do. She has a job. In this day and age, women are expected to get married and have kids. And she's like, no thanks, that's not my lifestyle choice. She's also very open about sex and having sex and stuff, which again, is not allowed during this time period, but she does it anyway. She is a a butterfly scientist. I can't say the dang word. I don't know what it is about that word, but I trip over it every single time. But yes, she is a butterfly scientist. She's actually quite well renowned for it, although they don't realise she's a woman. But she ends up with Stoker, and Stoker is this very moody naturalist. He focuses on mammals, he focuses on taxidermy, and she is very happy to observe him while he's at work. One, because he looks good, and also because it's interesting. It's kind of in her field of science. And he's very reluctant to do this, but the gentleman that brought her to him is one of his very good friends, and so he does this for him, and then he dies. And Stoker's like, really? Why? What is going on? And Stoker and Veronica get caught up in this mystery that they then have to solve because, well, the police aren't doing a good job. It's a running theme in murder mysteries. But yeah, it's really, really fun. You get the second book, they have another mystery to solve, but they are amateurs. They make mistakes. They do not do things very well. It doesn't go swimmingly a lot of the time, but I love the banter between them. I really like the mystery. I love the setting. Like, there are just so many things about this series that I really, really like. So again, another one I would really recommend. It's just such a good book. Like, it has a combination of things I absolutely adore. And then we're going to do the final book for this video. It's not necessarily a cozy mystery. It's kind of more of a cozy mystery thriller. And that is Finlay Donovan is Killing It by Ellie Cosmano. I loved this book. This one was gifted to me from Naomi, so thank you so much. I had so much fun with this book. This was really, really funny, and I was dithering on whether to put it on this list or not because it doesn't quite fit with the other cozy murder mysteries. We're following a main character, Finlay, who is mistaken for being a hit woman because she's talking to her editor. She is a mystery romance author. She's talking about the fact that she feels really burnt out, that she feels really bored. She keeps killing people off in the same way. She wants to do it differently. Someone overhears this conversation, gets the wrong idea completely, leaves a little note on her table saying the person's name and like $50,000. Now Finlay is going through a hard time. She's going through a divorce with her douchebag husband. She's got 2 young kids to look after. Like, she is struggling, and she's like, oh my god, I need to put this to rights. Like, I'm not a hit woman. But then she goes, but $50,000? That could really, really help out. And it's a series of events that goes from there. It is so funny. It's just a ridiculous time, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I would really recommend. Again, not quite the cozy murder mystery, but more of like a cozy mystery thriller, because there is a mystery going on. There's also like more thrillery elements to it, but it's kind of sits in its own little bubble. So I wanted to mention it anyway because I just think it's a really fun book, and I need to continue on with the series soon. I've been meaning to do that for ages. Then I wanted to mention 2 books that I have on my TBR that I would like to get to, which one of them I've probably already read by the time this video comes out, so I will put when I'm talking about it whether I agree whether it's a cozy murder mystery, whether I'm going to get more of their books or not, and that is Lynn Truss, A Shot in the Dark. And this is a Constable Twitten mystery set in Brighton, 1957, following Inspector Stein, who rather enjoys his life as a policeman by the sea. No criminals, no crime, and no stress. So it's really rather annoying when an ambitious, not to mention irritating, new constable shows up to work and starts investigating a series of burglaries, and it's even more annoying, a dead body gets caught up in all this. It sounds like a good time. It sounds like a cozy fun read. I'm actually going to be reading this the week that I'm filming this. I am pre-filming, but I think this is going to be a really good time. So I will let you know whether I think it was a really good cozy murder mystery whether I'm going to be reading more of Lynn Truss's book. I got this one free when I was picking up a Richard Osman book. It was just a promotion that they were doing, like buy a Richard Osman book, get this one free, and I was like, well, I was going to buy you anyway, so I have high expectations. Because I just think it's got that kind of cozy setting. We've got a sleepy, I wouldn't say sleepy town, Brighton's quite a busy town really, but you've got that kind of like, oh, there's no crime here, there's nothing, you know, that kind of sleepiness aspect to it, and then bam, there's a crime. And that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, looking forward to reading this one. And then another cozy murder mystery I got recently is The Cat and the Corpse in the Old Barn by Katie High. I've not read anything by Katie High. It seems to be quite a underrated author on Goodreads, not many ratings of their books, but they have done other cozy murder mysteries. This one is the first book in a new series. I don't really know if it's going to work. I don't think I would have read this one by the time it comes out. I mean, if it does, I'll do the same thing, but I don't think I would have. But this one, we are following Clarice Beat, works in animal rescue, and she gets called out to Lady Vita when Vita's adopted three-legged ginger cat disappears. And she does find him, but she also discovers a body. And then she has to kind of get in contact with her ex. They've got to work together because he is a detective inspector to work out what is actually going on. I think it would be a good time, good cozy time. I mean, that's the thing, when it comes to cozy murder mysteries, I don't have loads of expectations for them because I'm just like, oh, do you give me cozy vibe? Yes. Do you have a good murder mystery where you keep me guessing a little bit? Yes. Alright, cool, we're done. You know? So we'll see. Hopefully this one does that, and hopefully Katie High will be another author that I can pick up more books from and be able to read a backlist for. So there we are. Those are all the books for my cozy murder mystery recommendations. As I said, this time focusing a lot more on adult cozy murder mysteries. If you are interested in some other young adult ones, you can always check out the video. I will have it linked below for the previous one I did. I don't know if you can tell, but I love cozy murder mysteries. I have a great time with them. So if you have any more recommendations of any other authors that I haven't mentioned here, put them in the comments below for me. I'm always on the hunt for more. Also, it would be really nice for you to recommend books to each other as well. That would be great. And let me know, have you read any of these? Have you enjoyed any of them? Do you want to read any of them now? I love a cozy murder mystery. Like, I can read them all day long. Like, they're the one thing that I can be like, you know what, I don't feel like reading, I don't know what I want to read. Cozy murder mystery works like a charm every single time. I enjoy them so much, and I can read them back to back and be absolutely fine with it. Like, it's the one genre I'm not seeming to get bored of. I find if I read too much fantasy or too many classics or things like this, I can get a little bit bogged down with them. Cozy murder mysteries, no chance. I love it. I have such a good time with them. But right, I'm now just waffling, so I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, or you just don't know what you want to comment, leave a little magnifying glass in the I was going to say in the emojis below. That's not quite what I meant. In the comments below, leave a little magnifying glass, and thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every single one of you that takes the time to watch these videos, to interact. Like, it means so much to me. So thank you. And if you have enjoyed this video, then maybe consider giving it that little thumbs up, subscribe, commenting. Those three things really help this channel out. My social media links and anyone I've mentioned will be linked below for you, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.